While the CPF panel's recommendations will offer Singaporeans more flexibility and options to better plan for their retirement, some are worried that their fellow Singaporeans might not even be able to save up enough in their CPF accounts to meet the basic retirement sum. The numbers at the larger level can be quite mind-boggling for young Singaporeans just entering the workforce. Let me try to reassure younger Singaporeans by using the example of Ben. Not this Ben. He's a 25-year-old polytechnic graduate who has just started work with a starting salary of $2,200. The median starting salary for polytechnic graduates today is about $2,400, but I thought let's be a bit more conservative. Let's take the rates which were applicable a few years ago. So $2,200. Now, he has a job, he's earning an income. Now, Ben is thinking of proposing to his fiancée and is looking around the market to purchase a home. I hope he decides to purchase a home within his means, and frankly, there's no better deal than the HDB BTO flat if he qualifies for one. Let's say Ben decides to buy a 4-room BTO flat in Punggol with his wife-to-be, and that's a good choice. And both of them use their CPF savings to pay for their home. As this is their first flat, they will enjoy a substantial housing grant, and for all intents and purposes, it is very likely that they're able to fund their housing needs largely from their CPF contributions without needing to draw on cash. Ben works regularly, his salary grows over time. He and his employer contribute on a consistent basis to his CPF account. Let's assume that he works only between the ages of 25, 65, 40 years. Let's just assume that he works only 32 out of 40 years. So 8 years, here and there, he takes time off, changing jobs, perhaps losing his job. Let's take 8 years off, 32 out of 40 years. By age 50, it is estimated that Ben would have fully paid off his housing loan, and by age 65, he would have accumulated sufficient CPF savings to purchase a CPF life policy that will give him a monthly payout that is roughly 60 to 70% of what he used to earn before retiring. How are we able to do this? Many people will wonder. Well, a lot of it has to do with the effect of compounding on our CPF savings. Now, let me illustrate with a very simple example. Let's assume someone has a salary of $2,200. He and his employer will contribute $130 per month into his CPF special account alone. This contribution will grow up to $250 per month as more gets allocated to his special account as he gets older. Now, let us assume that he works, similar to Ben, only 32 out of 40 years. And I will not include any wage increases that he is likely to enjoy in the course of his lifetime. Now, if all these contributions were to be set aside in a Khong tin biscuit tin under his bed, what would the amount be by the time he reaches 65 in the Khong tin biscuit tin? $55,000. That's what you will get when you consistently save that $130 to $250. But it is not in the Khong biscuit tin. It is in the CPF special account. And it is special because the monthly contribution earns interest of up to 5% before age 55 and up to 6% thereafter. Adding the interest earned, what do you think would be the amount in his CPF special account at age 65? $165,000. 3 times what he would have put in. Obviously, if he worked, for example, 36 out of 40 years, that $60,000 he accumulated would grow to $180,000. And this is solely looking at what he has put in a special account. This is not magic. It is just basic mathematics. And it's a very conservative estimate because I did not account any wage growth at all. And whatever savings he has accumulated in his ordinary account after paying off his flat. And if you add those, clearly, he would have even more. Now, my point in sharing this example is to highlight that the retirement picture for younger Singaporeans is relatively healthy. And most Singaporeans who work regularly, make prudent housing options, should have no worries building up a comfortable retirement nest egg within the CPF system. And the point I'm making also is, how do we maximize and use the CPF system to our advantage?